My name is Cora, and I learned that sometimes the best revenge is letting someone take exactly what they want. I want the house, Marcus said, sliding the papers across the conference table. The business, the investment accounts, everything. I stared at my husband of 12 years. Everything? Everything, he repeated, smiling that cruel smile I'd come to know so well. You can keep your little salon job in your car. That's generous enough. His lawyer, a sharp-dressed man named Richard, cleared his throat. Mr. Peterson is willing to waive spousal support if Mrs. Peterson agrees to these terms. Waive support? I asked. Marcus, we built that property management business together. I worked those properties for years. You answered phones, Marcus sneered. I did the real work. And now Vanessa and I are taking it to the next level. Vanessa. His 25-year-old girlfriend from the gym. That explained everything. So you want the business, the house on Riverside Drive, and the investment portfolio? I asked slowly. Every last share, Marcus confirmed. You should have thought about this before you got boring, Cora. My lawyer, Patricia Chen, touched my arm gently. Cora, can we talk outside? No, I said quietly. I want to hear what else Marcus wants. Marcus leaned back, confident. The vacation condo in Aspen, the boat, the art collection. I'm being nice letting you keep anything at all. Why are you doing this? I asked. Because I can, he said. Because Vanessa deserves a man who can provide. Because you were holding me back and now I'm free. Richard shuffled papers uncomfortably. Perhaps we should take a break. No break needed, Marcus interrupted. Cora knows she's got no choice. She can sign now and walk away with something, or fight me and end up with nothing. You really want all of it? I asked one more time. All of it, Marcus confirmed. Sign the papers, Cora. Patricia squeezed my hand. We should discuss... It's fine, I said, surprising everyone. I'll sign. Marcus's eyes widened with delight. Smart choice. When do you want to finalize this? I asked. Tomorrow, Marcus said eagerly. I've got big plans. Vanessa and I are expanding the business immediately. Patricia looked at me with concern. Cora, are you absolutely sure? I'm sure, I said, meeting Marcus's triumphant gaze. Give me the papers. As I signed each document, Marcus practically glowed. This is the best decision you've ever made, Cora. I think you're right, I replied softly. I think this is going to work out perfectly. He didn't catch the meaning in my voice. He was too busy texting Vanessa about their victory. I'll have my things out of the house by this weekend, I said. Great, Marcus said dismissively. Richard will file everything tomorrow morning. By Friday, it's all mine. All yours, I echoed. Patricia walked me to my car afterward. Cora, what just happened in there? We could have fought for... Trust me, I said. Just trust me, Patricia. She studied my face. You know something. I know everything, I replied. And by Friday, so will Marcus. I met Patricia at her office the next morning. My best friend Sarah came with me. Okay, Patricia said, closing her door. Talk to me. What's going on? I pulled out a folder from my bag. 3 months ago, I noticed something odd in the business accounts. What kind of odd? Patricia asked. Missing payments, falsified maintenance records, properties listed as occupied that were actually vacant, I explained. So I started documenting everything. Sarah leaned forward. You didn't tell me this. I couldn't tell anyone, I said. Not until I had proof. Patricia opened the folder, her eyes widening. Cora, this is... fraud, I finished. Marcus has been collecting rent on properties he claimed needed extensive repairs. He'd show owners fake invoices, pocket the rent money, and mark the units as uninhabitable. "How much are we talking?" Sarah asked. "Over $400,000, I said, from 17 different property owners. Patricia flipped through the documents. "These emails, these bank statements, where did you get all this?" "I still had access to the business accounts," I explained. Marcus never bothered changing the passwords. He didn't think I paid attention to anything. "He really underestimated you," Sarah said, shaking her head. Patricia pulled out another document. "What's this about the house?" "The house has a $160,000 tax lien," I said. "Marcus stopped paying property taxes 2 years ago. He was using that money to impress Vanessa." "And he doesn't know about the lien?" Patricia asked. "The notices went to his office address. I saw them before he did," I explained. "I made copies and put them back." Sarah grabbed my hand. "What about the investment accounts?" "Margin loans," I said. "Marcus borrowed against the portfolios to fund his lifestyle. The accounts show $200,000 in value, but he owes almost $300,000. The moment those accounts transfer to his name solely, the margin calls come due." Patricia sat back, stunned. "He demanded everything, without knowing any of this." "He was so eager to hurt me. He didn't do his due diligence," I said. "His lawyer probably advised him to review the assets, but Marcus didn't want to wait." "What about the Aspen condo?" Sarah asked. "Environmental contamination in the building," I said. "Asbestos and black mold. The homeowners association is suing. Each unit owner is liable for about $80,000 in remediation costs." Patricia started laughing. "He demanded the boat, too?" "The boat has a $50,000 outstanding loan and needs $30,000 in engine repairs," I said. "The marina's threatening to seize it for unpaid dock fees." "This is unbelievable," Sarah said. "How did you verify all this?" "I hired a private investigator named James Morrison," I explained. "He spent 2 months documenting everything. The fraud, the debts, the liens, all of it." Patricia pulled out her phone. "I need to call someone. Cora, what you've discovered about the business fraud? That's criminal." "I know," I said calmly. "I already contacted the FBI's Financial Crimes Division. Agent Rodriguez is handling the case." "You went to the FBI?" Sarah gasped. "Marcus stole from 17 property owners," I said. "Some of them are elderly people who trusted him with their rental income. He deserves whatever's coming." Patricia made a call, speaking quietly to someone about the tax liens and financial fraud. When she hung up, she looked at me with new respect. "The divorce finalizes Friday," she said. "What happens then?" "Friday morning, everything transfers to Marcus's name," I explained. "Friday afternoon, the property owner's lawsuit gets filed. Monday morning, the FBI executes search warrants." "And the tax lien?" Sarah asked. "The county sends the final notice on Monday," I said. "Pay within 30 days or face foreclosure." Patricia shook her head in amazement. "He's going to lose everything." "Everything he stole from me," I corrected. "Everything he thought made him better than me." "Where will you go?" Sarah asked gently. "I've got an apartment lined up," I said. "Small, clean, paid in full. I've been saving money separately for months." Patricia smiled. "You planned this perfectly." "I learned from the best," I said. "Marcus taught me that patience and strategy beat emotion every time. He just never expected me to use those lessons against him." Friday arrived. We met at Richard's office to finalize everything. "All the paperwork is in order," Richard said, passing documents around. "Mr. Peterson, you're receiving full ownership of the marital residence, the business,
All investment accounts, the Aspen property, the boat, and the art collection. Perfect, Marcus said, practically bouncing in his seat. Vanessa sat beside him, admiring her new engagement ring. And Mrs. Peterson receives her vehicle and personal effects, Richard continued. Don't forget to send me your new address, Cora, Marcus said smugly, for tax purposes. Of course, I said pleasantly. Patricia slid the final documents across. This is it. Once you both sign, the divorce is final. Marcus grabbed a pen. Happiest day of my life. Mine too, I said honestly. We signed. Richard notarized everything. It was done. Congratulations, Marcus, Vanessa cooed. We're going to make that business so successful. Speaking of the business, I said casually, you might want to check your email. Marcus frowned. What? I'm sure it's nothing, I said. Just some correspondence that came in this morning. He pulled out his phone, and I watched his face change as he read. What is this? He demanded. A lawsuit? From the Riverside Property Owners Association? Oh, that, I said. Probably about the fraud investigation. What fraud investigation? Vanessa asked nervously. Richard grabbed Marcus's phone. This says you've been embezzling rent payments? That's insane, Marcus sputtered. Cora, what did you do? I didn't do anything, I said calmly. I just documented what you did. The falsified invoices, the fake maintenance records, the rent you pocketed. You can't prove that, Marcus said. Actually, I can, I replied. Bank statements, emails, text messages. I gave everything to the FBI. Vanessa stood up. The FBI? Marcus, what is she talking about? Sit down, sweetheart, Marcus snapped. Cora's bluffing. Patricia opened her briefcase. Agent Rodriguez will be contacting you Monday. Here's his card. Marcus grabbed the card, his hand shaking. This is illegal. You can't just... Investigate financial fraud? Patricia finished. Yes, they absolutely can. Richard was reading through documents on Marcus's phone.
Marcus, there's also something here about a tax lien on the house? What tax lien? Marcus demanded. The $160,000 lien for unpaid property taxes, I said. The county's giving you 30 days to pay, or they foreclose. Vanessa's eyes went wide. You didn't pay the taxes on our house? It's not our house yet, I corrected. As of 10 minutes ago, it's his house, his problem. Marcus was scrolling frantically through his phone now. The investment accounts. There are margin calls? $300,000 worth, I confirmed. Due immediately now that the accounts are solely in your name. This is sabotage, Marcus yelled. This is consequences, I replied. You wanted everything. You got everything. Richard stood up. Marcus, I need to speak with you privately. And the Aspen condo has environmental issues, I continued. About $80,000 in remediation costs per unit owner. The boat needs major repairs and has an outstanding loan. Should I keep going? Vanessa grabbed her purse. I can't believe this. You told me you were rich. I am rich, Marcus insisted. She's lying about all of this. Call your accountant, I suggested. Call the county tax office. Call your bank. It's all true. Patricia checked her watch. Cora, we should go. I stood, gathering my things. Good luck with everything, Marcus. I mean that sincerely. You vindictive witch, Marcus hissed. I'll sue you for fraud. For documenting your crimes? Patricia interrupted. Good luck with that. As we left, I heard Vanessa screaming at Marcus about how he'd ruined everything. It was music to my ears. 2 months later, Sarah and I sat in my new apartment, unpacking the last of my boxes. I still can't believe how perfectly it worked out, Sarah said, hanging pictures on my wall. It worked out because Marcus's greed made him stupid, I replied. He was so focused on taking everything from me, he never checked what he was actually taking. Have you heard what happened to him? Sarah asked. My lawyer called yesterday, I said. Marcus got arrested last week. The FBI charged him with wire fraud, mail fraud, and embezzlement. How much time is he facing? Sarah asked. The prosecutor is pushing for 8 to 10 years, I said, plus full restitution to all the property owners he defrauded. Sarah set down a picture frame. What about Vanessa? She left him the day after the divorce finalized, I laughed. Apparently dating a broke criminal isn't as glamorous as she thought. And the house? Sarah asked. Foreclosed, I said. Marcus couldn't pay the tax lien. The county seized it last month. The business? Shut down by the state licensing board, I explained. They revoked his property management license pending the criminal trial. The business is worthless now. Sarah shook her head in amazement. He lost absolutely everything. Everything he tried to steal from me, I corrected. The art collection got seized as proceeds from fraud. The boat got repossessed. The investment accounts were liquidated to cover the margin calls. The Aspen condo is in litigation. You really destroyed him, Sarah said. I let him destroy himself, I replied. I just made sure he took ownership of his problems, instead of leaving them for me to deal with. Sarah hugged me. How do you feel? Free, I said honestly. For the first time in years, I feel completely free. What about Patricia? What did she say? Sarah asked. She called it the most brilliant legal strategy she's ever seen, I said. Marcus's own greed became his downfall. Are you scared he'll retaliate when he gets out? Sarah asked. The restraining order is good for 10 years, I said. Plus, by the time he gets out of federal prison, he'll have bigger problems than me. Like what? Sarah asked. Like rebuilding his entire life from nothing, I said. Like living with the reputation of being a con artist. Like explaining to future employers why he spent nearly a decade in prison. Sarah poured us both wine. To new beginnings. To justice, I corrected, raising my glass. We toasted, and I looked around my small apartment. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Clean, honest, free. Can I ask you something? Sarah said. Did you ever love him? I loved who I thought he was, I said. But that person never really existed. Marcus was always selfish, always scheming. I just didn't see it until he showed me. Well, he doctor shows you, Sarah laughed. And I showed him that underestimating someone is the fastest way to lose everything, I replied. My phone buzzed. It was Patricia. Final restitution hearing set for next month. Marcus has to pay back $427,000 to property owners. Thought you'd want to know. I showed Sarah the message. $427,000, Sarah read aloud. How is he supposed to pay that from prison? That's his problem now, I said. Not mine. Never mine again. Sarah raised her glass again. Have you ever had someone try to take everything from you, only to hand them exactly what they deserved? What would you have done in Cora's shoes? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.